It's 2025. Formula One, the sport that once looked like a sweaty physics exam with helmets, is now basically Paris Fashion Week strapped to a rocket. Women are not just watching, they're taking over, dominating fan growth charts faster than a Red Bull at lights out. This isn't your dad's motorsport anymore. There are spa tents in the paddock, TikTok creators in pit lane heels, and millions of women chanting, "Durus me, daddy," with zero irony. So how the heck did we get here? Well, buckle up in this video. You're about to get the storytelling masterclass of your life. Because Formula One didn't just grow its fan base, it reverse-engineered culture and built a multimedia empire where girlies run the grid. And by the end of this video, you'll learn exactly how to steal their playbook, hijack hearts, and make any audience fall in love with your story, even if your story doesn't involve $400 million race cars and Monaco. From Virum Virum to Vievum. In 2017, only 32% of F1 fans were women. As of July 2025, that's jumped to 41%, and 3 out of 4 new fans are women. These aren't casual viewers, they're emotionally invested, stylish, and loud about it. Gen Z women lead the charge, driven by story-first platforms and access to juicy, personality-driven content. What used to be a complex spreadsheet on wheels now feels like a telenovela with carbon fiber. They know who DRS Ed, who, what happened in turn 3, and why that one team principle absolutely cannot be trusted. This isn't passive viewing, it's full-throttle obsession. These fans don't just binge the sport, they inhabit it. From race day snacks to outfit planning, the vibe is part Formula One, part hot girl strategy club. F1 didn't soften, it smartened. The sport told better stories and created emotional access. The grid may be filled with cars, but the fandom is now filled with feels. And trust us, these women aren't just here for the ride. They're at the wheel, controlling the narrative and taking the corners hard. Netflix, Gaslight, Gatekeep, Grand Prix. Netflix's drive to survive didn't explain F1, it sold the heartbreak, rivalries, and behind-the-scenes shade like it was a high-budget soap opera with helmets. Women couldn't get enough. By 2023, 43% of UK viewers were female. The show delivered emotional stakes, not just stats. It made you root for the underdog and curse team principles like it was Survivor, Pittsburgh Lane Edition. Netflix took F1 out of the garages and into the group chats. Suddenly, brake failures were discussed like breakups. Strategy became tea. Laps turned into life lessons. Suddenly, it wasn't racing anymore, it was relationship content with better lighting and much worse tire wear. And everyone had an opinion. Now, in 2025, a Netflix spin-off featuring the all-female F1 Academy brings the same energy, more mascara, and a don't mess with me grid. Peak drama, peak growth. Netflix made F1 bingeable and brilliant, and it unlocked the female fanbase like a Monaco overtaking move. Clean, powerful, unstoppable. Lip gloss, grid girls, and spa treatments. In 2025, you can get a luxury facial at the Grand Prix while a car screams by at 200 miles per hour. Spa tents by Aston Martin and LVMH are now part of the paddock, and they're packed. This isn't a sideshow. It's a strategy. Brands like Charlotte Tilbury and LVMH are actively engaging female fans. American Express is highlighting women-owned businesses on F1 Academy cars. Even pre-race glam is now content. You'll see nail art inspired by liveries and skincare breakdowns for Monaco humidity. Beauty isn't a bonus, it's part of the race weekend ritual. Suddenly, paddock passes are just as coveted for a good selfie as they are for a pit walk. And if you're not dressed like you're going to the Oscars in a jumpsuit, you're underdressed. The old paddock was grease and grit. The new one is contour, couture, and cash. F1 isn't just going fast, it's looking fabulous doing it. And the best part? No one's apologizing for bringing glam to the grid because style is now part of the strategy. TikTok is the new Pittsburgh Lane. If Formula One had a TikTok bio in 2025, it would read, fast cars, faster drama, full glam. Creators like Lissy McIntosh are educating, entertaining, and converting female fans at scale. Her catchphrase, "What the Formula One does that mean?" became a welcoming inside joke. And she's not alone. TikTok queens like Morgan Riddle serve fits, spill tea, and pull millions of views with paddock lifestyle content. The TikTok effect is real. Hashtags like hashtag paddock princess and hashtag F1 fitcheck have racked up millions of views. Now even drivers are planning their outfits like influencers. What started as content creators crashing the paddock has turned into the paddock becoming a content machine. Its media, meet motorsport. F1 handed these creators the keys and they drove fan engagement like pros. This isn't just content. It's a cultural takeover in grid-approved eyeliner. No press pass? No problem. These women built their own access and made F1 feel personal, fun, and fierce all at once. Representation that actually slaps. In 2025, the girls didn't just show up, they suited up. Laura Muller became F1's first female race engineer at Haas, breaking ground, and probably every stereotype in the room. 10-year-old Attica Mir was selected for the F1 Academy Development Program. She's already racing toward a future where girls don't just cheer, they compete. F1 Academy isn't a side league, it's the pipeline. And its Netflix spotlight means these stories are not just seen, but celebrated. These girls aren't the future, they're the now. Representation isn't decoration, it's direction. And when girls see women holding radios, driving cars, and signing contracts, they start to dream differently. F1 isn't just showing representation. It's building the pipeline. They're not putting women in the story, they're letting them drive it. It's no longer, can she do it? It's how fast can she get through Eau Rouge without lifting? Fandom feels an ROI, baby. Let's get real. Does this strategy work? F1 now has 750 million global fans. In the US, 70% of Gen Z fans say they want to attend a race IRL. 41% of global fans are planning to hit a Grand Prix in person. This isn't a trend, it's a movement. Sponsorships are soaring, with 76% saying they trust F1 brands more. The fans aren't just spectators, they're micro-marketers, content creators, and repeat buyers. This is audience engagement on steroids. Legal ones? Promise. Brand loyalty here isn't bought, it's earned with vibes, vision, and visibility. And Gen Z women? They're the MVPs of merch, moments, and money spent. Gen Z women are showing up, spending, and steering the narrative. F1's ROI isn't just financial, it's cultural. And it's loud. The grid might run on fuel, but this fanbase? It runs on connection and the occasional grid walk TikTok. No, you're probably not running a billion-dollar race series. But if you're crafting a message, building a brand, or trying to stand out, you're on the grid. F1 didn't simplify the sport. They added emotion, gave creators access, and let story arcs breathe. They didn't adapt to culture, they became it. Your audience doesn't want a lecture, they want a journey. Drama, humor, authenticity, and access are your fuel. Use all four. Ask yourself, who's the hero? What's the tension? Where's the moment that makes your audience gasp, cry, or fist pump at 2 a.m.? Your brand doesn't need a checkered flag. It needs characters, stakes, authenticity, and heart. Take it from the fastest-growing fandom in sport. Storytelling is the real horsepower. And if you do it right, you won't just get fans, you'll get people willing to follow your story around the world. Today, we decoded how Formula One went from niche motorsport to my entire For You page. You now know how F1 tapped into storytelling, culture, and community to turn millions of women into superfans. And here's the kicker. They didn't do it by watering things down. They didn't pink it and shrink it. They amplified emotion, gave access, elevated voices, and redefined the paddock as a place where everyone belongs. So take that energy, that emotional arc, that sparkle meets speed formula, and apply it to your brand, your story, your movement. Because the most powerful stories aren't told, they're felt. And once they're felt, they stick harder than a brand new set of softs in clean air. Smash that like button, subscribe if you want more storytelling breakdowns like this, and drop a comment with your biggest storytelling challenge. I'll help you tackle it faster than Max in clean air.